Hey, everybody. How you doing, Sandra?
Long time no see from the other side of the world. How are you?
California.
We're in winter. You can tell by the scarf.
Is it cool there?
Foggy morning in Sydney, Australia.
Nice.
So we're starting to get the winter woolies out. For Australians, it's a bit cold.
Sure.
We're not used to this cold weather. How are you going?
Good. It's been around 70 degrees on the average.
Yeah.
And
yep. So no, it's just starting to get into winter, and I've been really creative. Oh, Carol, we've got Carol in. I know Carol. I know Carol by that lady.
Hi, Sandra, says Carol. Yes.
G'day, g'day.
Oh, yeah. So let me remind everyone to welcome and let us know where you're watching from.
Yeah, well, I'm just in lovely little Sydney. I say this gently. It's the centre of the universe, Andrew. It's a little bit of a dig. You're living in LA. we go centre of the universe. But I'm looking forward to this, Andrew, because I'm an Adobe Express ambassador too, and I think it's a fabulous program that I've been using for years when it was Spark.
Yeah, I was going to say that in the ambassador program itself, they really do it nicely. You know, it's very well organized and it seems very community focused. It's nice. It's very nice to be part of it.
It is.
And I was going to say today's session will be also very relevant to me too, because I run a small business, and it'll be nice to get some good pointers and tips about it. And we got some
and I started, I'm just sort of just chatting and we'll go over it, but I started using it when it was Spark, and now they've really lifted the game with a lot of features in Adobe Express.
Yeah.
And sort of, I think for a small business, it's about getting the look that you want, that projects your business, and that sort of comes from me from a corporate background where branding was very much drummed in into me. And so that's, but this is my style, and I'll show you some tips and tricks. We got Steph and Dee. I know them. They're fellow Australians as well. Yeah.
Right. And let me remind people that if anyone is watching from the Facebook groups, to please give StreamYard permission to show your name and profile pics so that I'll be able to credit you when you comment or ask questions. That is a little link underneath the live, StreamYard.com/Facebook. Just give it a click, give permissions, jump back. And then speaking of StreamYard, wanted to just give a shout out to StreamYard, the multi-streaming streaming app. Where you can stream to various Facebook groups, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. Love StreamYard. So let me give a little video of StreamYard.
Yep. I was doing a bit of a dance then, Andrew. It was getting into the
Thank you, StreamYard.
Yeah. But also too, Andrew, it's very much for personal use, Adobe Express as well.
Yeah.
For your social media, particularly when you were just sort of talking about Twitter, LinkedIn, all of those things that we have to do graphics for and put ourselves out there, just to give it. And that's where I'm going to share some of the things that I use it for.
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that they have, it's very template based and focused. So therefore, there's a lot of templates for Instagram, Facebook, etc. So before we begin, just wanted to remind people that you will see at the bottom of the screen, Adobe Express. You can get it at adobe.com/express or at express.adobe.com. And then I believe you just need to have an Adobe ID, which is like your email connected to it. But so let's jump right in. Sandra, do you want to introduce yourself and then take it from there?
Well, hi, I'm Sandra from Sydney, Australia, and I have a very small business called Sandra D Imagery. I'm the marketing team, Andrew, the creative. What else do you do when you're a small business? All of those things that you're trying to promote yourself. And prior to, when the pandemic hit, I was just doing some small social media, putting some events up. But once, we've had those last 2.5 years, I've been promoting, the products, my textures, my training videos, online events, Photoshop, all of those things. And so I was looking for an application that I could use that was easy, that I could find my style and very much what my branding is. So I'll be opening up my website and showing you. But what I love about Adobe Express is that it's easy to use. You've got options that you can choose, a template for. It could be Instagram, it could be Facebook, it could be Pinterest, it could be a whole stack of things. And something that, years back you never considered about promoting yourself, social media and graphics. And particularly for me, when I was putting up my creative work, it was very much, I'll just post a photo. But now the market's changed, I think, Andrew, that you'd agree. It's changed now. People are wanting something that moves, something that's got a little bit of wording on it. And that's where you start to look at what is your brand, what is your style, what's the image that you actually want to portray. Now, not everyone, and I know you coming, from a graphic design background in there, Andrew, as a small business, you don't have that budget to actually say, let's get someone. Let's start off with a simple application. And that's where, when I first started using Spark and then when it went to Adobe Express, and that's where now I've got all my graphics all set up as templates that work for me. But if I want to do a promotion, say something like a Black Friday promotion, I'll go in and look at the templates and pick a design that speaks my style. And then I'll choose that and I'll put in the wording. And it's just, you can do that within a couple of minutes. And that's how easy it is. Because, Andrew, I don't know about you, but, when you're trying to promote different events, you don't have a lot of time. You've got to do something that's quick. I could do similar things in Photoshop, but I love Adobe Express because it is quick and easy to use. So what I'm going to do is I'll just dive into my website and I'll show you a couple of my things that, show that everything that I've designed is always in Adobe Express. So,
Nice.
yeah. So when you're coming in and looking at my homepage, I went over several designs because over the last couple of years I've been trying to find what works for me. What is it that I want to actually show to the people when they first come in on my landing page? So for me, my style is very simplistic. I don't like a lot of business, like what I call busy. A lot of colours competing, but that's my style, isn't it, Andrew?
Oh, she must not like my work.
Get out. But I went through, I don't know about you, Andrew, but I went through several phases finding what style works for me. And that I was sharing with Andrew. I worked for a particular company years ago and they were a large franchise and branding was drummed into me, consistent look, what are your colours? And so when people look at that image, they know exactly who it is. So even though it was a real estate and my gig's totally different, I'm still looking at a consistent look. Now, what I've done coming in on my landing page is very much, and I'm going to dive over and start getting in and looking at it, is I've chosen this landing page to work well on a mobile phone because most people will look at something on their mobile phone. And so my first landing page with all my graphics was very much geared for a desktop because that's what I work in predominantly. So I did these square formats and I've then put, links to where my page is, but it's a visual as soon as you hit. Now, all of this was designed in Adobe Express, and I've set up templates. And if I change this, as I do regularly, I have a template that's already there, and I can go in and create my graphic, and that's done within 2-3 minutes, unless I get a little bit, creative and want to do something different. But when I come into my shop with all my products, and this is where every graphic is designed all in Adobe Express. Now, for me, at first I was putting lots of different templates in, graphic designs, and it became, to my eye, very busy. So you'll see that it's consistent in sort of like the muted colors. That's what I love, that I can get in and choose the colors, and I'll show you how you can do that, and it gets a consistent look in the color.
Right.
So, it's that kind of look for me. But everyone's different, aren't they, Andrew? You've just got to look at it. So then again, as I scroll down, these are all my products, and I'm not doing some shameless promotion, a little bit, but it is all about getting your design. What I've also got is some free Photoshop tutorials. Now, when you go in, every graphic that I've done has been designed in Adobe Express. So I'm using it for my homepage. I'm using it to create my graphic for my product.
Nice.
For these videos online, they're free. You can come in and have a little bit of a look. Even as far as blog thumbnails. So I write, I'm getting into the blog stuff and doing a lot more things, but each one of these graphics was designed in Adobe Express. And have a look at the diversity of it, that you've got some where you can put in a collage, you've got some graphic elements. So again, I'm trying to work on consistency for branding. So Andrew, I thought I'd share that just so people get a visual. And if anyone's got any, questions or thoughts of that, and Andrew, for you, but it's about, for me, that consistency and that branding.
Yeah, nice.
And I don't want to go in and go, what kind of template am I going to work on now? I want that. Go in, I put a new product, go to the template, do my text, do a new graphic or an image, and then I put that in. And this is something that you need to consider, is what is it that you're either selling, or what is it that you're actually wanting to promote? From a personal use, sometimes I put up on my social media, my Facebook, the before photo and then the after. And I can do that in Adobe Express, and it gives me a collage, because I work predominantly on the desktop. I'm not doing it on the phone. And so again, I use that to promote my my creative work and my product. Great. So probably what I'd like, Andrew, for some of the, the viewers that are coming in, do you use Adobe Express? Do you know it's something that you can use? There's a free version, and it's great.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts. I myself, love Adobe Express by the fact that I have some templates I've already made, and then I have such a variety of templates I can choose from. And the one thing I really enjoy about it is when I go there and there's this kind of forum or arena of different templates, if I'm stuck for a kind of theme or idea or feel, it opens up so many doorways for me to choose from those different kind of already established templates. So I can grab some style and then, of course, put my own text in, my own images, but it already might have a color theme or just a certain feel that I wasn't quite sure of until I went to Adobe Express.
Yeah. And that's the same for me, that, as I said, if I'm doing like a Black Friday sale, for us, it'll be coming up like end of year sale, like financial. So I'll look for a template in Adobe Express that sort of says, end of year sale. And then that's where I might go a little bit more colorful, a little bit more vibrant. But for me, my landing page, my website is what I'm projecting in my branding. And I think that if you are running a small business, is sometimes we can get carried away with choosing all different types of templates and things. And that may work for you. That's fine. But you're trying to get a consistent branding. And that is when people see that graphic up on your Facebook or Instagram or anything, they know exactly, yep, that's your style. And that's what I'm trying to sell is my style, because it's my creative work. So what I'm going to do, Andrew, is I'm going to dive in and get into Adobe Express.
Okay. Switch your view, and then I'll switch that up.
Yeah, we'll just do a little bit of a share. Lovely technology. We get that all happening. And there we go. You guys should be able to see that. How are we going there, Andrew?
There it is. There it is. Looks great.
Fabulous. So this is the home screen when you come into Adobe Express. Now, as I said, it is free, but you also get a paid version, which gives you a lot of more bells and whistles. But this has really changed when I first started. So when you come in, if you want to look for a particular type of layout, you can do your search in here. So if I was looking, and there you go, Black Friday, let's say if I bring that up, this is what I like. It's like you've got an inbuilt graphic designer already there, Andrew. I don't have to phone a friend and say, hold on a minute. And so I can come in here and look and go, oh, what's my style that I'm looking for? And I might come along and I just browse along, and then I'd go, oh, I quite like that one, but I can add my own flavour into that. So this is where you've got lots of templates already designed for you, and they have lifted the game so much in the design, the colours, you've got everything there. You've got Instagram posts, you've got stories, you've got cards, flyers, invitations, collages. Now, as a creative artist or a digital artist, I sometimes like to use these templates to put a series of images together. So you've got a grid system here that you can work. And I know that I can do this in Photoshop, but this is so much easy. So let's say I want to try this one. And I'll come in and I'll do create from this template. And it'll bring it up. And I go, it's got the design that I like, but it's not got the photos that I want. Now, for me, I like these colours. So it's just told me, hold on a minute, you've got a template with 2 fonts. We've just put them up for you. Thanks, Adobe for that. So let's say that I want to, change the image to mine. So I'll come in here, I'll click on that, I'll go replace. Because when I first started, I was adding a photo, but it would never go into the square. I had to, size it. So I always go replace. Then I can go into upload photo, and I'll just go into my secret stash of creative images, Andrew, that I'll just choose one. I'll do one quickly. Come on. Oh, let's go into something that I've been creating lately. And let's say I put that in, and there it is there.
Cool.
Now I can change the text, I can change the colour. But let's say, and this is just not a how-to, but it's giving you how quick it is. Let's say I don't like the colour of the background. And for me, Andrew, colour is really important for me. So I'll come up here, click on the colour, and it gives you a choice of colours. But what I also like is you come down here with an eyedropper, click on that, and I'll come in and I'll pick up a colour that's in my creative work. And I'll just choose this. I'm not being too fussy about it. And so there's my colour. And I can go in and replace that photo, and there's my template, and I'll come in and I'll download it. So that's how quick it is. And you'll see that it's just saving. And so I'm going to go back to home and then show you how I organise myself to have all my templates already there. But Andrew, how quick is it that you can go in and change the colours?
Yeah, that's nice. Very nice.
And I can also go in and go, I'll just close this, and I'll go, oh, hold on a minute. I'm putting an Instagram post up. I'll go resize. And what I love is I can choose for Instagram, an Instagram story. I can come in and do an Instagram landscape, Facebook, Pinterest, all of those things. So let's say that I want to come in and do an Instagram, it sizes it. Now, I may have to, change it around a little bit, but I can just change the sizing so quick.
Yeah, and it's nice that it doesn't knock like the text off of the canvas. It's pretty much contained. It just fits to the new size nicely.
And it does. And I mean, that's where, I can just then go, oh, well, I'll change that sizing, or hold a minute. It gives you, and this is new, this gives you a couple of ideas on different fonts. So I might come down and choose that one or that one. And so I go, oh, okay, quite like that. And then I'll just change it up to, say, 132, and I'll fiddle around and place it, and I'll size it down. And that's what you can just set up. Now, again, with that circle, that graphic, I'll come in and I'll change the colour again. And I might go, okay, I'll choose a yellow. What I do like, and if you're not good on colour, it gives you a colour palette that you can actually go, oh, I quite like that, and that will work. So you've got lots of features in there. What I also like is sometimes when you're doing all these different elements, what I call the elements, the text, the graphic, and, all of those things, you've got, similar to Photoshop, a layer order. So sometimes I want something like, say, that circle there to go at the back of that text. I can tell it to go back at the, beneath the text. So let's come back, and I'll go into Home. It's doing a saved project. So you've got lots of choices in here, and a lot of these features that you get. But where I use it is I've set up projects, and I have different folders, because as I was building up my collection, I had all these graphics just everywhere. And, Andrew, a little bit OCD, so I had to get it organised, but it needs a bit of a revamp. But I've set a folder up, and I'll go in and I'll go into website, and there's all my homepage graphics. And I might say, well, I'm going to do a new image for that textures. So what I found, and this is for me, because sometimes as a small business, you may not remember what you promoted 2-3 months ago. So I tend to sort of keep my originals, but that's a personal choice. But I'll come in here and I'll go, let's duplicate. I had to find it then. Sorry about that. And I'll just call it Textures 2, for example. Duplicate it. And the reason that I'm doing this is that I don't have to guess what the font size was. I don't have to try and fiddle with that square. And I'll go into Edit Project. And so here it is. And I can just go, well, I'm going to change the graphic. I'll go Replace. I'll go Upload Photo. And I'll just put this one in, for example. And then I might sort of say, well, I want that to be, it's not the ideal graphic for this, but it gives you an idea. And then I might say the return of the textures, Andrew. And I'll type that in, and I'll do a download, and look how quick that actually stopped. I changed that. So I'm going to just come back in and have a little bit of a chat there, Andrew, and just see, has anyone got any questions or anything? Because I can keep going on and on.
Oh, well, first I want to say that there's a few people that have come in to say hello. So Huri says, hi, Sandra. And Andrea, happy teach. Hey, everyone. And Maria's here. Good to see you here, Maria. So yeah, some good people here. So yeah, it's great. Keep on rocking and rolling.
Keep on going. So, but see how quick that was, Andrew, and that's what I like. I can just go in and go, I've set it up, I've saved it, whack in, that's my technical term, whack in another graphic, and I'm good to go. So let's dive in.
Okay.
And we'll come back into Adobe. So you should be able to see that. So if I like that, I'll go, yeah, that's fine. But I don't like that text. I'll come over to text.
And Roland just showed up too.
Oh, great.
Yep.
So I might come in and go, ooh, that looks interesting. So I'll click, bring it over. Let's come in. Does a little thinking. And there it is. Oh, I've done a double up, Andrew. It was a bit of a heavy clicker. And so I can add elements to this if I want. Let's delete that and go, oh, okay, let's come in. And this is where I'm going to show you a couple of other things that you can add elements. So I'm going to go back to my projects, and then I'll come back into home. And let's say that my video classes, all right? So I have all my templates in here. And again, I save them because it just goes off somewhere, doesn't it, Andrew? It goes off somewhere into the universe there. But I do like to keep them purely because sometimes I didn't, save the original one when I downloaded. So I can come in, and this is my style. So I'll come in here and I'll go edit project. And so let's say, for example, that I want to change one of these graphics. Now, you can access photos, and these are, your stock photos, but being a creative, I want to use my own work. So I'm going to come in here, click on that. I'll go replace, and I'll go upload photo. And let's find, too many choices. Let's come in and do my up and away graphic. So you can see it's just placed it into that frame. Now, let's say that I want to change the background again. I click on, let's go on this photo. And I'll go up here on the right-hand side, and I'm going to choose color. And you've got a color palette there already. So I can shuffle through different color palettes. If I'm feeling a little bit, let's go for the purples, Andrew. Oh, absolutely fabulous. Nice. I love the color. But that's me just having a little bit of a joke there. But actually what I think, no, I need to do a color that will suit my image. So, I can come in and choose a blue. I could come down here. You've got different color palettes that you can come in. And I might look at that and go, yep, that's exactly what I'm after. And, I can come in and change the text. But what I also can do is add in some backgrounds. So, if you want to, have a different look, you can come in and add something that's seasonal, decorative, nature. Let's go into nature, have a look at more, and let's see what Adobe Express comes up with. And I might come in and go greenery. Oh, that looks interesting. So I'm going to click that, drag that over there. Now, what I do like is that I can pin this to the background or move it freely. So I'll go pin background. Let's see what it does its little thinking. And there is, let's just size that up. But instead of sizing, there's another feature where you can go add to background and it will automatically lock it in. But I'm just going to do a click and drag. And there you go. Whoops, got the wrong handle. And we'll just drag that out. Now, it's a fantastic design, isn't it, Andrew?
Yes, nice. Nice.
So I'm going to come back. And so this is where you've got lots of choices that I find that for a small business, you want to put a quick promotion up, you want to get it out there, you can do it in a couple of minutes. You know, the hard part, isn't it, Andrew, is choosing your different elements. And so that's where I start to go, I've got my templates, I now can go in and change them. So is there any questions, sort of, anyone? Does anyone, I'd love to know if anyone uses it and you know, use it either for a small business or personal. Or is it quite, they're all sort of, you know, in there? Let's dive in, Andrew. And if any questions come up, fire them away to me.
Yeah, just keep going. It looks great.
Yeah, keep going. I'm having fun. I get lost in this.
Nice.
So then I'm going to come back to my projects, and I again will look at something different. I'll come into my home and I'll go, all right, I've got some freebies. I've got products. So if I come into my products or stories, so the stories, you know, were big at a time and you were using them. So I have different stories in here. So let's say I go into this one and I'll edit this one. And so again, it's a product. You know, I've got all of this designed. I've brought my elements in. I've done a graphic. I've put that in. Now, what I do like is I can ungroup them. So I'll ungroup them and now they become individual grids.
And Sandra, I was going to say, Maria says that I use it for everything. I create art, social posts, and personal stuff too.
Yeah, it is brilliant because you've got everything at your fingertips. You can, you know, put your logo in. You know, I can sort of come in here and say, well, hold on a minute.
You
I
misspelled
don't like
color.
Sorry, what was that, Andrew?
You misspelled color.
No, I did not. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. We spell color that way. Oh, it's what I call that little dig, you know. I
Just
looked
having
at it.
fun here. Just having fun.
No, I'm laughing because I was like, oh, did I? And then I looked and I went, no. Here in Oz, we spell it the English way.
I know.
I know. You've got to have a laugh.
Cool.
Yeah, Carol's saying used to use it before Spark. And it is, Maria, it's so fantastic to use. But I don't think a lot of people know about this, Andrew. They don't know it's part of the Creative Cloud suite. And you can go in and you know, fiddle around.
Maria says that's the Queen's English, Andrew.
We're not getting into that one, Andrew.
Right.
But that's what makes the world interesting, that we're all different.
But I was going to say though, with these live events and the Facebook groups, we are letting more and more people know about Adobe Express. So,
yes,
you know, these are great events, and we'll keep on doing them. So, thanks everyone for being here.
Yeah, and it's about spreading the word, isn't it, Andrew? And there's so many features that I haven't played with, and I'm looking forward to getting in and experimenting with them. So I'm going to come in and let's play, and I go, oh, yeah, that's a good one. Let's come back into projects. Again, I've created something like this. I didn't design this. I let Adobe Express, I chose a template, and then I just went, well, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm experimenting with some different designs. But let's have a look, and this is where I got my consistent look for my products, and I'll explain a little bit when we get in. So these are my new fine art textures, a collection that were based on the master painters and the colours. So every video or every texture product, every product that I sell on my website, I have the same look. And so all I do is change the text, replace the graphic, nice, and I leave everything in a line. Now, what I do like, Andrew, is that if I click and drag that, and sometimes you're gauging by eye, but what they do have is you click, hold, and drag, and you get that middle red line, and you go, yep, okay, it's centered now. So you can also align things. But what I do like is I'm going to move that up. And this is an element that I've now played with to give it like a subtle background element. And so this is where I'll come in and play. So I can come in and choose filters. And so I could get a grayscale, matte, contrast. So let's say I want to have that. Now that works quite nice to my eye for the color tones, because this is how I work with branding and selling a product. The textures are the hero. I don't need a background that's over busy, but that's just me. I don't like a background that's over busy, because to me the hero is the product. And so I choose a subtle sort of background. But in here, I can come in and go multiply, and I can get different looks. But where did I get that from is that I can come over to either shapes or design elements. And the design elements are absolutely fantastic. So let's say I want something that's a bit like a bit of artwork like that. Let's go to brushes, and I'll go more, and let's see what are my choices. And I might go, oh, I quite like that. I'm going to stick that over there, and we'll get it to think. Oh, but that's a bit bright. So I'll go to filters, and then I get choices. So I might do multiply. I might sort of drop the opacity a little bit. You know, I play with what I want. So I'll delete that, and that's the element that I did there. I use that, and I just change the filter. I can flip it. I can, you know, rotate it vertical. I can also, and this is very much like Photoshop, your blend modes, not as many choices, but you can do screen and multiply. So you get different effects. And what I love, there's the old, you know, save your life, undo, undo, and then I can go right back. And again, down here on the right-hand side, there's a layer stack. So I'll delete that there, and I might come in and I'll go, oh, hold on a minute. Let's go into text again. Scroll down. Let's have a look and see what I've got. 50% sale. Why reinvent the wheel? You know, I let Adobe Express do that. So I might click on that, bring that over. I'll just, you know, position it where I want. Size it, do whatever. I might add an element. I might come in and get a shape. Let's get a square. I'll whack that there. And then I can come into my layer stack or my layer order, and I might go move it down, move it up, you know, oh, hold on a minute, which one is? Ah, there it is. Fabulous. So using this just gives you so much that you can play with. Now, I spent time setting up my templates. So, you know, if you do run a small business, spend the time of setting up your templates, and then you just go in and you can easily use your templates, or go into the fantastic choices that you've got within the template. So I'm just going to undo, because I don't want to save that, Andrew. I know it's a piece of work there, but I want to get it back. There's the OCD coming in, Andrew.
Looks good, though.
Yeah. So let's have a little look and see if anyone...
So Maria was making a comment about the fact that, you know, getting the word out and finding more about Adobe Express is a reminder that there is an Adobe Express Insiders group on Facebook. So just go to Facebook, top left, do a search, Adobe Express Insiders. Maria is, I believe, one of the moderators there. So it is a great group. And there's, as she says, there's 82,000 members. So quite a good, wonderful group.
Yep. And the YouTube channel's got lots and lots and lots of tips. And I'll be sharing things too, and doing some, you know, just some online to show people what you can do. Great. But the aim that I'm showing, you know, how I use it. And so, for example, I'm going to write a blog later. I'll go into my template for my blog. I'll just then put in the graphic. I'll do everything there, and it takes me 2 to 3 minutes. And so I know that I've got it there. And that's the beauty of it, is that when I first started using it, I was like a kid in a lolly store or a candy store. And I would choose different templates, and some of my designs were all over the place. But again, I found my style, and you can see my style is simplistic. So, but that works for me. You may want a lot of the, the bright colors and the funky stuff and all of that. But you can get that in Adobe Express. They've got the choices there. But there's so much more that I can use it for, like, with Pinterest. I'm now on Pinterest. So, I've got to get the right sizing. And that's what I like, Andrew, about, when you go to sizing, you go down there and you just go click on that, does the sizing. I don't have to guess. I don't have to look up on and find, well, what's the sizing for Pinterest? What's the sizing for Instagram? Because when I first started,
I was going to say, and Andrea says, happy teach. We also have a Discord group. If Facebook isn't your jam, join the Discord group, which I believe, let me know, Andrea, if it's the exact same name, Adobe Express Insiders. So she says, or join both. So, yeah.
Yeah, and this is where I think, Andrew, isn't it? It's when you had a small business years and years ago, and I did have a consultancy, social media wasn't the thing. But now social media is different groups, and you've got to put yourself out there. And you've also got, what I try to do is be different from the pack. And that's why I choose the colors. It doesn't work for everybody, but I want to be different with the pack in my colors and my simplicity, because I let my images be the hero or my textures. So,
and I was going to say, you made a great point that, times have changed. And so where we used to feel that people needed to find our websites, and that's where we could start, working with a new client, it's now very much social media. I mean, I don't really even expect many people to come to my website throughout the years lately, but, they can go to my business page on Facebook. They can go to the groups, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. So therefore, having these templates and being able to size them correctly for the different social networks is a wonderful thing to have. So,
exactly. And it just saves time. So will we dive in and do another little bit of another look there?
Sure.
Yep.
And then we'll share your social links.
Yeah. Okay. So let's come in. Oh, I do like those textures. I'm a texture queen, aren't I? I love playing with textures. So let's come in and have a little look. Let's have a look at the grids. So again, I set up templates for grids. So this is something else that I'll do. This is a template, and quotes are my thing. So I may put this up on my Instagram, my Facebook. I have a private group for customers, so I share a lot of information in there. But I like this kind of look, so it gives it a quote, and I can go in. Same thing, I'll go in and change the graphic. So I'll come back, go into another area. Let's come in, and what I also like, and this is me experimenting, is I'm creating my own quotes. So I post these up. So when I see a quote that I like, I'll create it in here and I'll put that up. So, hold on a minute. This is going to be totally different, Andrew, but this is one of my quirky little quotes that the background, put your happy pants on and shake it off. So I put them up on my social media. I do love that one, Andrew. But I'll go for a little bit of watermelon theme here. And just, bring a bit of happiness to people when you read a quote. My coffee quotes are big. Let's see this. Oh, there you go. Again, I'm showing you the diversity. It's not about so much about what I've created, but giving you ideas. Here's my quote for the day. Today's good mood is sponsored by coffee. And
you love your coffee, right?
yeah, the funny thing is I only have one in the morning and one in the afternoon. I think
Oh,
people
that's
think
good.
that I drink coffee all the time. But again, this was all created in Adobe Express. So let's break down the elements. There's what I call a Band-Aid, nice little bit of bling there. I've got an element for the square. I've put the text in, and I've done it in what I call 2 elements or 2 frames, whatever you like to call it. I've chosen a background. Oh, now there's another element. So that's coming over from the elements. It's been a while since I've created this one. So what I did was chose the background, and then I put all these elements over the top. And so that's one way that you can do that. Then let's have another look at another quote. And I'm going to break it down again. Being creative is not a hobby, it's a way of life. For a creative, I think that's very true. So again, let's have a look at it. Background, I've chose the color, but I could come over here and change it. I've done my text in different frames with different fonts. And then I discovered flowers, Andrew, as an element, and I put that in. So whatever your jam is that you want to actually, create, this is where you can certainly play with Adobe Express. So we've got, here you go, Andrew, what have we got? Love all the text choices. AE has, yes, lots of text fonts in there.
Yep.
So I hope that that's sort of given a little bit of an overview how you use it and how I use it.
Yeah,
and don't
very
be
nice.
frightened of it. It is so easy.
Good to see your branding and your style with it. So coming together nicely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So any questions? We have Roland has a comment here. Using Adobe Express is about working smart, creating time to focus, and letting people know your brand better and faster. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Well said. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
And that's
any questions, last comments before I share?
But get in and play. It's a fabulous application, and I'd be lost without it, Andrew.
Nice. So to remind everyone, adobe.com/express, or you can also get there by express.adobe.com. I believe you just need to have an Adobe ID, and you can also set that one up pretty easily.
Yep.
And just want to say, everyone, thanks for watching, and thanks for those who watch the recording. Please do consider subscribing for more Adobe focused live streams and tutorials on my YouTube channel, Digital Art Drew. That's Digital Art Drew on YouTube. Just passed 1,000 subscribers. So,
woohoo!
It's a lot of work. YouTube is not easy, but
no, there was a lot of work up the hill there, Andrew. Well done.
Yeah, it's good. And you can find Sandra at sandradImagery.com. Also find her on Instagram at Sandra D Imagery. Facebook. Jumping around here.
A ring in there, Andrew. A ring in.
A little shout out to Roland there.
Oh, he'd be a happy camper. He just got free plug.
That's right. But yeah, SandraDimagery.com and Instagram. Great.
And Andrew, just if I can mention one thing before we go too, for me and for you, it's about your creative work. But if you don't have the photos, Adobe Express has got stock photos and lots to choose from. Lots to choose from. Great. So it's been fabulous to, see you on the other side of the world, and happy being creative with Adobe Express.
Right. And so Andrea says that she had posted the Discord link. Please join and show your work.
Cool.
And then we have Stefan and Damira says, thanks, guys. Great presentation. Hori says, thank you, Sandra. It was perfect. And thank you, Andrea, for arranging everything. Yes.
Yep.
Happy teach. Andrea says, thanks so much. And Fran says, appreciate you both for this gift and both ingenuity and generosity. For sure, your work is evident.
Ooh, very kind.
And Roland says, great session here. Thanks, Sandra and Andrew.
There's Carol.
Sandra.
Yep.
I like this phrase. I'm going to do a little screenshot there.
Yeah.
Yes. So thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate it. And
Thank you.
as I always say in the groups, let me do a little shout out for the group too. Get down here. So yeah, so do consider joining the Photoshop and Lightroom group, facebook.com/groups, Photoshop and Lightroom group. A lot of sharing of photography, Photoshop art, and people also have a lot of technical questions and people sharing good tips and videos. Join the digital art group, facebook.com/groups, the digital art group. It's a great group, about 2,000 members, and a lot of great digital art being shared. So yeah, do join those groups. So yeah, thanks everyone for being here. And
thank you, everybody,
if you do join those groups, do keep your eye on the top pinned post for the next live events coming up. And for sure, I'll have another one with Sandra. And with Sandra, I can jump back and forth from Adobe Express to doing some with like Photoshop. So keep your eye out for.
Textures are my jam.
That's right. Textures, creating textures with Photoshop. Yeah. Sandra D.
And creative artwork.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, everybody.
Keep your eye out for all the different live events. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much, Sandra. It's great.
Coffee time for me.
Coffee time.